You're not being consistent, and that's the problem. You're making these amazing excuses. You've got this amazing brain. It can either be an amazing solution maker or an amazing excuse maker. So what you're going to be in this video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you information so you can get around the inconsistency and be consistent and crush your goals and your dreams. Let's go. Hi, my name's Joe Noya and I'm here to inspire you every single day because I want you to win. I want you to go out there into that world and be a true version of yourself and fulfill the potential that every single human being has. It's just up to you who you decide to do it, and I want this video to help. So let's start with consistency. Consistency is such an important thing. It's one of the keys to success. If you are going to be great at anything, you need to be consistent. You need to be every day, boom, boom, boom. And if you're not going to be consistent. So you need to be almost like obsessive around the thing that you want to achieve. So for me, it's helping people. For me, it's serving people through doing these videos and posting things on Instagram and things like that. So get people to shift them. You say you're ready, right? A lot of the time people think, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be consistent. I'm not ready to start to smash that goal or be that person or whatever. If you want it, no one's ever ready. You're never ready. You never say it's a perfect time to do this. I'm going to wait for this, I'm going to wait for that. There is never that perfect time. It's really down to you to go, right, I've just got to push myself into it a little bit. Be uncomfortable. I've talked about some of my previous videos where I'm going to be a bit uncomfortable, but that's where consistency lies, because we could be consistent. We could start to get used to it. So stay for me. I'll give you a story about my consistency. I never used to be consistent. Go back 15 years. I'll go to my website, janecoasticnoise.com. Go to that website, have a look at the blog section, look how inconsistent it was. And then you'll see that it's on, off, on, off, on, off. And it's not good because I'm not being consistent, I'm not practicing, I wasn't practicing it. So the last 2 years, I've been much more consistent. I decided, right, that's it, I'm ready. Because I was thinking about, I'm not ready, I don't know, I wasn't getting any traction, I didn't get any results. But that's the thing, you see. You have to be consistent to get results, and I didn't recognise that. I thought I could just do a video here and a blog here and it would start to get traction. It's not the key. The key is you have to keep practicing, because the reason I wasn't getting any traction because I wasn't better. I wasn't good enough. And I'm still feel that I'm not good enough. I need to be better, and that's the key. You want to be better all the time. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy the successes, so now I'm getting more interactions, more followers, but that's not the point. The point is I'm getting better. The point is I feel good about it. The point is I want to do this because I want to really serve you. It's not about the followers, it's not about the attention, it's about wanting to serve. So does someone get shifted by this video? Does someone actually start to say, hey, I want to do this, I know I'm not ready, but I'm going to jump into it? That's where the consistency comes. That's why I want you to step into it. So number one is to just really start. It's not the right time, just start. So let me go back to my morning routine. So I never used to have a morning routine. I did sort of read this book by Hal Elrod called The 5 AM Morning. I was getting up early and starting to a routine. Then I read, but I tune into sort of Robin Sharma's material around the 5 AM Club. I still need to get that book, to be fair. And he talks about getting up early to get your morning routine in. Now, I believe you can get up whatever time, as long as you have a morning routine. So on the weekends, I'm starting to get up a slightly little bit later. Today is about 7 AM. On the weekdays, about 5 AM. So for me, as long as you start and get that morning routine in, that's the key. That's the consistency. So for me, I get up, I do my meditation, I've started my Wim Hof breathing. Then after that, I do press-ups. And then I start to do my material. Go and have a shower, obviously brush my teeth, but have a cold shower. That's been going for the last couple of months. So what happens with consistency and having that morning routine, it starts you in the day. So once you've done the meditation, you've won, right? You've completed something. So I write it in my journal every day. And today we're up to, what day are we up to? Let's have a look. Today up to day 614. That's 614 days in a row where I've done my morning routine, where I've done my minute videos on Instagram. This for me is the practice. The consistency is the practice. And that's lesson number 2. So consistency is the practice. Consistency is going to make you better. It's going to make you more confident because you're going to keep doing it every day. And the more things you do every day, the same thing you do, repeat, you will get better. Now, watching this thing by Tom Billy, and I'm referencing a lot of people here, but Tom Billy referenced something about, there's a guy who quoted that the first 10,000 photographs are going to be worth 10,000 photographs. I can't really quote someone, but it was great. And I believe in that. So your first videos, your first blogs, they're not going to be as good as they're going to be great, right? You're going to have to continue to write, continue to do the things. So for me, it's continue to do the videos, continuing to step into that uncomfortableness, try something new. And through the consistency, you're going to try different things because you would have built up a consistency muscle. So consistency is like a muscle. So that's number 3. Consistency is like a muscle. You have to continue to practice it over time. I find that daily is better. Just doing something daily, doing at least one thing. So it started off for me, doing a morning routine, but doing my 1-minute video every day on Instagram. That's what it started. That's where it all started. And I know that on that day of 614, right? And that started off on day 1, and it's built from there, right? And that for me is what builds consistency. That builds the keys to your success. That will get you past your uncomfortableness. That will get you past excuses, because there's a lot of times that I wake up and I go, oh, do you know what, I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like it. But that practice, that consistency, when you do it when you don't feel like it, when this brain here starts to go, I don't want to do it, no, I'm not going to do it today, I'm going to do it. You need to do it right then. You need to step into it at that point. That is when you're going to start to win, because that's when you control the mind. That's why I take the cold showers. The cold shower is great because there is whole health benefits, but the reason I take a cold shower is to prove to myself that I can do it. I can look at that shower head, I can press the button, and I can feel that I'm pushing through that. And that means I'm getting more control over this rather than letting default. So if we're going to do it. I'm not saying it's always easy. I'm not saying it always happens. What I'm saying is that I am on top of it most of the time. And of course, look, we have to get balance into our lives. We have to get rest into our lives. But what I'd say to you is, if you've got a big goal or dream, you have to step into it. You have to do it every day. Now, the number 4 on this is really around just doing the small steps every day. So the small steps lead to big results. So the big results will come. You just have to be consistent. So the more you do it, the better you become, and then the results gradually start to come. When I started doing this, I think on my YouTube when I started getting over 170 subscribers, and now over the last, I think, been consistent 2 or 3 months, is now up to 200. So you can start to see the consistency. I love to watch these back, because in years to come we'll look back and go, well, where's that come from? What's that journey look like? But that's come from that consistency, those small actions every single day over time. And it's the small actions every day that add up. You're investing your time now to get to where you want to be, to get to the person you want to be. Now remember, in my previous videos I've set out the big vision, the big vision for your life, where you sit down and you don't imagine any restrictions on your life. You write down your ideal life and you really tune into what that is. Now this particular video is around taking that big vision and breaking it down to small steps and being consistent. So I've said about the small steps before, but now it's about being consistent with the actions every single day. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to make sure you take a small action every single day? Now I want you to write that question down, and I want you to just write your answer. Take about 5 minutes and think about the excuses you're going to come up with. Think about the excuses you usually come up with. What the excuses you come up with not to follow through. And I want you to look at those excuses, and I want you to use this to say, okay, I'm going to prepare for that now. When that excuse comes up, how can I change that excuse into a solution? If you're saying I haven't got enough time, is how could I make enough time based on where my life is right now? How strong are my reasons for me to carry out? And that's another thing. I'd say that's number 5 piece on this, is that, are your reasons strong enough? Is that life that you want, that you sketched out? Have you got a big enough reason to step into that life? Is your reason bigger than your fear? I'm going to say that again. Is your reason bigger than your fear? If your fear is bigger than your reason, you're not going to follow through, because your fear is going to hold you back. You're going to lean into fear, and fear is going to hold you back. What you do is you need to lean into fear and step through the fear, because by stepping through the fear, you're actually going to reach that consistency. You're going to start stepping into that light, and you start making it happen, because all the great people who are successful have done that. They've stepped into the fear. They're the people who are willing to make that step, who are willing to be consistent, are willing to say, I'm going to do this despite what anybody thinks, despite what the opinions of others say, despite where my results are, right? they're still going to step. Now some stuff's going to really work, some stuff isn't going to work, and the key for you is to say what works, what doesn't. Take the stuff that works, reject the stuff that doesn't, and then see what happens. Smush it together. So consistency, right? I've had my YouTube channel, I think now over 10 years, right? It's been a very slow growth, 200 subscribers, 10 years, right? But I've been very on and off with it, just like the blog. So what I'm trying to say here is that you have to be consistent. So one of that is experiments, one of those things that work and doesn't work. I'm just trying different things. So I've recently launched life lessons with computer games. I love computer games, okay? I love them, but I think I'm doing a lot of lessons. So what I've done now is mix my coaching with computer gaming. So what can I learn, or what can I extract from those games? And I've realised unconsciously that actually the games have given me life lessons that I didn't realise. And now by playing through the games, I can extract those life lessons and go, hey, these are really important things. That's why I love them. I couldn't really think about why I love them so much. And I love them so much because there's adversity, because there's an underdog, because you're not sure whether they're going to make it or not, and then they make it. And I love that. I love the whole thing of being the underdog. I love the whole thing of, you're starting from a really difficult position and you push through that adversity to get to where you want to be. I've always, in some way, known that. Again, like Rocky films that I watch, all the films that I watch, I tend to be from a place of inspiration, right? Because I find that stuff really inspirational. And I think for you to be consistent, you've got to tune into what's inspirational for you, what's important for you. Not what's important for me, what's important for you. So another question to you is, what's important to you? Yeah. Why do you want that life that you sketched? Why? What's the big reason? And is that reason bigger than your fear? Again, is that reason bigger than your fear? Because once you have the reason that's bigger than your fear, when the fear pops up, you're going to go look at the reason, whether you write it down, whether you put it in your mind, whatever you like to do. This is not prescriptive. When I say write stuff down, whatever you do, so you want to think about it, it's fine, whatever works for you. But when you come up against that fear, you need some sort of reminder. You need a trigger to say, when the fear pops up, I want to live this life and my reasons are bigger than the new fear. I'm going to step into it. So that's really how you step into it. That's how you take the little consistencies every day and start to build that. And again, your vision will change as you grow, as you step into the fear, you'll discover much more about yourself. So the reason we're on this planet is to discover more about ourselves. And the reason we're on this planet is to fulfill our human potential. We're here to have this human experience. So what is your human experience at the moment? Are you just going to a job every single day, just going and doing the same thing, getting up, going to work, pay the bills, coming home, going to sleep, get up, going to work, pay the bills? That used to be me. You can change it. You just have to step into it. You have to be consistent and change that. You have to be consistent. You have to really think about and be conscious about what you're doing, because tons of people are doing that. They're living that life. They're living the life of repetition, a groundhog day, every day. And one day I just got so fed up with it. And again, you go back to one of my day one on the podcast, go to podcast, InspirationNation podcast. The link's to below, but go to episode 1 where I went through depression. And one of those depression things, I just felt like I was just stuck, not adding value because I was living the same life every day and I didn't know how to break the cycle until I found coaching. So that's what I want for you. So there's a ton here in this video for you. I really wanted to serve you. So please, let me go, comment below. And if you're still with me at the end of this video, I want you to put InspirationNation, hashtag it in the comments below, so we can build this community and be amazing together and encourage each other to push through. So yes, if anyone's fearful in this community, I want us to help each other push through and live an inspired life. So let's go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love it if you check out this video over here, where we're going to learn life lessons with Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. I think you'll really enjoy it. And also, don't forget to subscribe right here. It means a lot to me. So until next time, Inspiration Nation, I'll catch you guys later.